All right, we're kind of at the point talking about the heat where we've had enough heads up that no one should be surprised at what's coming this week. The time to prepare and do the things that we need to do.
Exactly. It doesn't mean it won't be a little bit of a shock to the system, though.
It will still be very,
because we've been hot this year, but this is like taking it to like 2 more levels.
For several days.
For several
days.
Right. It's not just like, oh, it's hot for a day, maybe a day or 2. It's like 3 or 4 days, maybe some spots 5 days.
And we're still a state where not everyone has air conditioning.
That's right. So. That's right. A lot of people, going to go into this without it. So definitely something to keep in mind for later this week. We use the word dangerous. It will be for the fact that it won't cool down at night and it won't give your body the time to recharge. If it was a dry heat, it'd be one thing, but this is going to be some serious humidity as well. Let's jump right into our radar this evening. We are quiet all across the state. In fact, all across the region. We're really, really nice out there this evening. And again, the heat is holding off for right now. Nice dry air in place, keeping us very, very comfortable this evening. And again, we are overall very quiet right at this moment. Let's talk about what we're expecting as we head into tonight. It's a full moon tonight, so it might be a nice time to get out and enjoy that. The skies will be nice and clear as we head through the evening. Temperatures will drop down into the 60s and 50s. Refreshing start to tomorrow. You can probably open the windows tonight, maybe give the AC a break because it's clocking in full time later this week. For tonight, 50s to around 60 as we wake up tomorrow morning. Refreshing start to our Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, though, warming up in a big way. Still not into the heat wave just yet, but we're getting close. Upper 80s in places like Bangor, as well as in Freiburg. Maybe we do hit 90 in Freiburg. That could make 5 days in a row for them there in western Maine. Mid to upper 80s, Lewiston, Augusta, and in Waterville as well. A little cooler along the coast. We get one more day where the sea breeze is still pretty active kicking in tomorrow. That will keep us feeling a bit better along the coastline. And again, it's still not very muggy, so still on the comfortable side for Tuesday. The heat wave begins Wednesday and continues through the end of the week. There could be a couple record highs here, although they are so high this time of year, considering we're entering the month of July, that they may be just a little bit out of reach. Again, though, with the humidity, it will either way feel like it's likely over 100, maybe in some spots approaching 110, especially near the New Hampshire border and into the state of New Hampshire. And we remain pretty hot into the 4th of July. The trends for the 4th have been increasingly that the heat lingers into the first half of the weekend. So extreme heat watch in place for central and southern Maine. This is where the confidence is highest in those 100+ degree feels like temperatures. Would not be shocking to see this expanded farther to the east, especially as we get closer to the end of the week. So here's what we're expecting as we head through the end of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all in the 90s, but it looks like the core of the heat wave is Thursday and Friday. That's when feels like temperatures will be potentially approaching 105, maybe even a little hotter than that in some spots, especially away from the immediate coast. Here's a look at the heat index as we get into Wednesday. Again, along the coast, maybe not as hot on Wednesday, away from the coast, so it will be very toasty, feeling like we're at or above 100 with the extreme humidity out there. Same story Thursday, but this time the coast gets in on it too. I think we'll have an offshore wind on Thursday. That will keep our temperatures very hot, potentially the hottest in the state along the coast, 100, maybe to 105 for those feels like temperatures. Also, we're watching the risk of some strong storms. This is mainly tomorrow night into the very early hours of Wednesday. Looks like a line of storms potentially could move down from the northwest and swing through western Maine. That's where we've got the highest risk of maybe seeing some strong damaging winds with any of these storms overnight Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Looks like Wednesday itself, there could be a scattered storm, although mostly a hot and dry day, not in terms of humidity, just in terms of the rainfall. But really, with this high heat and humidity, any day there could be a storm that develops, and any of those storms could be on the strong side. There's just so much energy in the atmosphere when we get this high heat and humidity. Here's your marine forecast, 2 to 3 foot seas. Nice day out there on the Gulf of Maine tomorrow. Great day to be on the water every single day of the next 7. 90s arriving on Wednesday, and they'll be widespread. Beyond that, we stay in the 90s until after Saturday. So yeah, it's an official heat wave for sure, which of course here is 3 days or more in the 90s, staying hot for the 4th of July too. We'll have to watch the chance for some afternoon storms, but I think the big story here is the heat later this week, you guys.
Definitely.
Not too often we get 95 on our 7-day.
No.
Especially in early July. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's pretty early in the summer.
It still is, yep.
Christian, thank you.